belongs to you, only you. We are all granted with lots of happiness, sadness, disappointments, successes, failures, overcoming obstacles, excitements. So these are all not just emotions or events. These are all our celebration of life. Yes. The persons who are not able to celebrate these emotions and events in his or her life are the ones who are feeling something missing in their life. Yes. Why we are talking about sadness or disappointments as a celebration of our life? Just imagine if you ever have a week or a month time, you never know what is sadness or unhappiness. Definitely you will not realize what is happiness and what is joyfulness. True. To experience joy and to experience happiness, you should be knowing how sadness and unhappiness would feel. Of course, everybody in their past would have experienced something bad, and everybody in their past experienced something so disappointment. But what we are experiencing currently is how we are going to change to positive is what life's meaning. Because we are all given with a life and with an unique DNA. We are all individuals with absolutely unique capabilities and skills. But do we live our own life? But before answering this question, we should ask ourselves one more question, which is more important. Are we truly living? Yes. Living cannot be simply called it as breathing. Even a person who is in a vegetative state in an hospital is also breathing. Technically he is alive, but is he living? No. Truly, he is not living. He is just sleeping over there. So the times we are speaking, the times we are sleepwalking, it's not called as living. It is just a body with breathing. So what is living? Living is doing what you consciously do. Yes, living is all about consciousness. Spirituality is also about being conscious. Being conscious is you coming back to yourself. That's how spirituality works. Spirituality is not something related to any religious practices. Spirituality is the connection you creating you and your inner self. So you coming back to yourself is what spirituality is all about. And that's how consciousness plays a pivotal role in this. Because consciousness will help you to look inside as well as outside. Consciousness will make you to be aware of yourself as well as the things going on around you. Consciousness will help you to live what you intend to instead of going in an autopilot manner. So consciousness is what is we all needed, because as we talked about how well we are living, it's all determined based on how well conscious we are. Just imagine that you have so much of food around you, so much of loved ones around you, so much of material things you have around you. But if you are not able to utilize it, if you are not able to access it, will you be able to enjoy it? No. Just like that, life has lots of expressions. Life has lots of gifts. Life has lots of rewards. But if we are not able to consciously become aware of them, definitely we are losing ourselves. So consciousness is going to be the key and major role in anybody's life for positive living. So coming to the question of what is the purpose of life. The purpose of life is one of the most asked questions, right? But the answers normally you get from others are achieve this, become like this, chase your calling. So there are many self-made purposes are being rolled out on other individuals. Actually, we all have one unique purpose. As humans, we do not have individual self-made or customized purposes. We all have unique purpose, which is to live. Yes. As a human, you have lots of commitments in your life, lots of ambitions, lots of desires, lots of passion to pursue something. But how living your purpose is different from them. Your purpose of life is determined by the meaning of living. Yes, as we talked about consciousness as the key ingredient of fully committed living, to purpose is also about consciousness. How? Your life is nowhere in the past. Your life is nowhere in the future. Your life is here and now. Yes, your past is just a collection of memories and events. Your future is just an imagination. It is never going to come to you. What you always have, what you always can consider is this very moment, this place where you are right now. Your life is here and now. It is neither in the past nor in the future. It is now. So what you have got to do now is your life's purpose. If you are watching this video in this course, yes, it is your life's purpose. Be committed to it. When you are having a dinner with your special person, that time you are having a special dinner is your life's purpose. Enjoy it. If you are reading a book, simply the novel, yes, that is your life's purpose at that moment, because your life is in that moment, not in the future or in the past. What you are doing is what given to you in that life. So multitasking is what we all been chasing, but are we truly able to do multitasking in a moment? No. We can think many things at a time, but we can do only one by one. Our life has many dimensions. Okay, we all playing several roles in our lives, but what we have to identify is that we have only one moment, only this is. So, as being talked about being in this moment, it would sound like very strange and very difficult to follow. In actual, it is not. You don't need to 100% be conscious of what you are doing now. You just need to be realize where you are right now, what you are feeling, what you are doing right now. That's what most important. When you get into this place and into this present moment, you are 100% conscious already. Of course, your thoughts and imagination always take you away from your place, right? You begin to think for a problem, you begin to think some solution, but what happens is that thought will take you on and on and on. It will take you to some other point, because you would be starting to think something else, but you will be ending up thinking something else differently. So that's where consciousness is required. You can consciously think what you want and what you intend, instead of just sleepwalking and being in autopilot mode. You can correct your course of your life by coming back to consciousness. It is natural for any human to get away with our imaginations and our thoughts, but as a self-leader, you can come back to yourself by becoming conscious. Yes, no matter how many times you go unconscious, you can always come back to consciousness and feel it. That's how life works. That's how a self-leader can make the living great. You may listen to others' voice, but your soul listen to only one's voice, which is yours. Yeah, because life is all about feeding happiness, right? We all want to do something that gives us happiness. Whether you're giving donation to an charity, it is not only just for the other's benefit. You are feeling something good by doing so. So that is why you are doing that. If you are not feeling good, you will not do that, right? Same wise, when you achieve some goals, you feel happy. When you do something good, you will be feeling happy. And when you get some tasty food for your family, and definitely the family's healthiness will make you feel good. So it's all about making us happy and good. So why do we find happiness is so difficult then? Because we are not feeding what our soul deserves. Our soul has some desires. It needs some food. What you feed, based on that it would feel. So how do you understand your soul's desires and you feed your soul that helps you to feel the happiness? So identify what is your vision. Yeah. Achieving a vision is not an answer for your life, but the process in pursuit of achieving that vision is what your life is all about. To make your life more interesting, to make your life more happier, to make your life more merrier, you must have a life vision. Why? A vision will help you to develop your current abilities to next level. Your vision will help you to bring what you have not experienced so far. Your vision will help you to be better than yourself what you have been in the past. So a vision is something that is very, very non-achievable. Yeah. Why it is? Because a vision must be greater than what you are right now. Yeah. Because if it is so achievable, you don't need to set as a vision. It is just another simple goal. But a vision is something that it is possible, but it is also highly, highly challenging. When you have a highly challenging vision, you set so many mini goals. Those mini goals are your milestones of your long journey. So set a vision that makes you, your family, your friends, society, workplace, colleagues, everyone make happy. Do not set a vision that only serve you, because your life is not only based on your experience. Your life is also about the people around you. The contribution what you are going to make to others through your vision and goals is what make you happy. Because as I said earlier, happiness is not what you keep with yourself. Happiness gets better when you share with others, when you become a reason for others' happiness, right? So happiness can come in many forms, but having a vision will help you to achieve it. So I do not have a vision right now, but how do I set it? Ask yourself, what makes you doing happy? Is that through cooking? Is that by reading several books? Or is that by doing something, any creativity? Start small and think of various dimensions of identifying what you would be finding good to do. Because every vision is being set based on our current reality. But do not limit yourself based on your current reality. Your vision will help you automatically to take you to next level from your current level. Okay? So enable yourself to be open and set a vision that makes you to achieve greatness. So obviously when you have a bigger vision for 5 years, 10 years or 15 years, you will have goals. Because as I said, the goals are the milestones in the long journey you have. So the achieving the goals will help you to achieve further and further, because we have to focus on only one success now. You achieve one goal, you will feel enriched, you will feel motivated to achieve one more success. When you face one more success, you will get motivated to achieve one more success. So that's how success succeeds, like any other thing. So make yourself comfortable in being not comfortable. The final reason I would like to give you why you have to set a vision is that happiness normally is not in the end, it is in the pursuit, it is in the seeking, it is not achieving the goal, it is not achieving the dream, it is in the seeking. When you are setting your own goal and vision, you will own it. You will feel that it is yours. If you are doing something based on others' opinions and suggestions, you will be feeling that you are forced to follow that. When you fail, you will fail miserably. But when you own your goals and dreams or visions, even if you fail, you think that it is mine. I have to do something better to overcome this failure. I have to go beyond this hurdle. So even if you fail, it is yours. You will find a meaning with it. But if you are forced to have some type of goals because of others, or because of impressing others, or demand from others, it's just going to put you down and down. Even if you achieve success, when you are having a goal that is based on others' opinion and demand, you will not feel great, because you will not ever own it. So when you have your own set of goals and visions, definitely you will be able to have an happy living. There will be challenges, there will be difficulties, there will be disappointments for sure. But the good thing is that you will be able to manage it, because you will not receive a challenge in your life that you are not able to handle it. It's quite simple as that. You will receive challenges and situations only based on your capabilities. If you are having currently a situation, it is because you are capable to handle it. You are capable to overcome from it. So understand that you are a person with the capability to do more than what you are thinking currently. So set a vision that is going to expand you. Set a vision that is going to help your family. Set a vision that is going to contribute to the society. Set a vision that is going to make you doing things that feeds your soul. Yeah. When you do things that is going to help you and others, definitely it is going to feed your soul with lots of happiness. When you feed your soul, that's where your peacefulness comes to place. We postpone our happiness just to think that we have several years to live a promised life. We all think that we have so many years to live in this future. As I said, future is something, is a mystery. You can never ever predict it. The very next moment that what we have in the future may not be a guaranteed one, right? But what we have is now. So having a vision is a futuristic thought. It is a hope. It is not a reality. But what we are going to do for that vision right now is what going to make us happy. You have a vision for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years to achieve something great. But it is not in the end result. It is what you are going to do about your vision right now that is going to contribute to your own happiness, your own well-being. Your vision will help you to live truly. Because dying is actually easy than living. People with lots of stress and depression will understand this very easily. Dying is so easy, but living is not, because living requires you effort. Dying is just a moment. Of course, it requires some amount of courage to die, but living requires lots of courage, lots of effort, lots of enthusiasm to live. That is where the purpose of life comes. We have a life, that is to simply live this moment, what we have right now. But if we are not living, we are making some mistake, some serious mistake. Ask yourself this question: are you really happy? If your answer is no, definitely you have to change what it is not working for you. If your answer is yes, you have already changed your life. So find out the reason why you are not able to identify your reason for unhappiness. Your unhappiness is because you are not doing what makes you happy. Yes. There are several situations, personal relationship issues, your financial issues. What makes you happy is that listening to your soul. You have to identify what's good for you. Of course, there will be situations outside you, your control. But how you conduct yourself with consciousness, that's what's going to help you. What's important to you. It is not about your surrounding, it is to you. There are some non-negotiables that you have for your life. You think that these are the things important to me, these are things not important to me. But do you really know what's important to you and what's not important to you? That's where your life requires value system. Your values are the guiding principle of making any decisions. You are making decisions on daily basis any number of times, but you are already deciding based on your values. But the awareness of knowing the value system will help you to make conscious effort to make right decisions. Is it possible to make right decisions always? Not possible, I agree that. But you can make the decisions that you will own and you will be happy about it. Yes. So how do you know your values? Write down at least 20 positive things that are important to you. For example, honesty, integrity, being punctual, happy, creative, innovative, or collaboration, teamwork. So there are many things that you can write what's important to you. Think deep. Think those words that are important to you and write down on a piece of paper. Once you write down those 20 words, filter only 10 now. Exclude 10 out of 20 and have only those very important to you. Keep it in the paper. Rest all you just strike it out. Now you have 10 values. Only 10 values, important values. Out of these 10 values, now you are going to strike down another 4 or 5. Yes. Finalize only 5 to 7 values. Remove the rest of the 3 or 5 values that you don't want. So when you have the last 5 or 6 or 7 values, those can be your life values. Those are the set of values you must live by. Now finally you have to put that hierarchy. Which comes first, which comes second, which comes third, fourth, fifth and sixth. So when you rank it, what's important to you based on the priority hierarchy, you will be knowing what's important to your life. When you know what's important in your life, you will make decisions accordingly. These days we have not thought of it, right? These days so far we have decided just based on what we felt, what we thought in that moment, and we just decided. But we have never considered our life and values. We have something important, but we have neglected those importance, and we simply focused on the problem and just simply given the decisions. But now, from now onwards, we are going to focus on the solution. When we focus on the solutions and positivity, we are going to think of our values. Now you always have your values. Have your values to make decisions, to make choices, to answer your life questions. Okay? Values are important. I'll give you an example. You are a doctor. You are a doctor with the value of reputation. Reputation is one of your list of values. When you get a patient admitted in your hospital with a severe chances of survival, you will obviously think once or twice whether to treat that person or not, because the doctor who has reputation has his set of value, he will not treat a patient who will have lesser chances of survival. It will affect his or her track record. But a doctor who has the value of humanity, for example, if the humanity is one of his values, no matter what's minimum chances of survival of the patient, the doctor will give his or her best to serve the patient, to treat that patient, to save it. Right? So that's how the difference is. When the doctor focuses on his values that are being into reputation, and the other doctor, when we focus on being more humane, definitely their decisions will be differing from one to the other, and their life choices and decisions based on their life values, it's what going to affect theirs as well as others' lives. So when you have a set of values, you will be clear what to do and what not to do. That's the beauty of it. Your dream and your aspiration are necessary for your life and career, right? But your life is yours, but not just a one piece of a pie. It is whole. The whole life is yours. You cannot change your past, but you can change what you can have in the future by doing something different right now. The goals and visions what you are having right now is what the tool you have right now to change the course of your life. It is your choice what is significant and what is insignificant to your values. Values are important. Values are really, really important, because we are all making lots of choices and decisions in our life. But what makes our life more meaningful is that the decisions and actions what we are taking on daily basis, the decisions and actions we are taking in each and every moment, we are choosing to make some decisions, we are choosing to pick some things rather than the other things. It is like it's a daily thing, but we are not doing in a conscious manner. When we are able to choose and decide with consciousness, we can make our life in a more easier manner, and we can also experience some greatness. How? That's where we require values. If you are not happy, either you change it or you get changed. Your life is yours. At the same time, you have your situations and circumstances, they are also yours. It is your responsibility to tackle them. Self-leaders are human like anybody else, but they also do panic, but they do not run away from the problems or situations. They always focus on how to get over from it. So, how? it is possible for a self-leader to get over from the situations and emerge successful. It is based on their consciousness. The consciousness will help you to realize your purpose. When you have goals and vision, definitely you will be tested with lots of troubles and different difficult challenges and situations. But knowing that why you have that goal, why you have that vision, will make you succeed. Yes, motivation is not simply what people call through videos and pep talks. No, motivation cannot be given by someone else to me. Motivation can be created within me only. You are your motivator. How? Just the word defines motivation. It's motive plus action. Motivation. What is that why? Why? W-H-Y. What is that why that you have to motivate you? Why do you have that vision? When you fail miserably, when you fail and got down, what is that why will make you stand up and move forward? If you are able to answer yourself the reason for your vision, in other words, the why for your vision, you will be able to get up from the losses or from the failures you have experienced. If you are not able to answer the reason for your vision, definitely you will feel unmotivated. Because motive, what is the motive? Motive is your reasons. Your reasons are your motivation. When you are not having the answer for why you are doing this, you will not have the answer for how you are going to get over from it. So your purpose will help you to identify the difference between wants and needs. Wants are temporary, it is satisfactory, it is pleasurable, but needs are happiness oriented, it's long term, it is what going to feed your soul again. So needs are something that is required to your life. Wants are something, a pleasurable activity, it is temporary living. So when you have values and when you have vision with a reason, you will know what's your want and what's your need. So when you have your values and your vision with purpose, you will be able to identify your wants and needs, and you will also be able to choose needs over the wants, because wants are not going to serve your life, it's just going to while away your time, but needs are going to serve your life. In pursuit of your vision or dream, you would face different type of obstacles in the form of people or events or even your own surrounding. But apart from those external factors, one of the key factor that is stopping you from chasing your dreams or chasing your goals is that your own beliefs and stories that you have formed in your mind. Yes, each one of us have some beliefs. Beliefs are something that we believe it is true. It may be true or not, but still we believe it is something true for us. Apart from that belief, we have something called stories. We have created some stories about ourselves. The source of the stories may be from external world or your own self-perception that made you to create such stories in your mind. To cite an example of both the stories and the beliefs you have, I have a woman who is an cancer patient. She has been going through lots of medical treatment, and at a stage she was advised to go through chemotherapy. During that medical practice, she was asked to go bald. So she was completely bald and she has no hair on her head. that seriously affected her confidence, that had affected her own beliefs that she can live a normal life. So since that time, while going for work or for even for any place outside her home, she never wears any dress that don't cover her head. At least she wears her hat or some gown. But after several days of painful discomfort, one day her mother told her that your dress looks so beautiful today. She just went to the mirror. Normally, she used to be scared to face the mirror because she doesn't want to see her own baldness. But she just went to the mirror and she felt that, oh, my mother felt it so good, then it must be something else. So she went to the work with such a joyful mood, and she took the cab, she went to the office like no other day. She was so enthusiastic, people were awesome with her, and even the cab driver was feeling that energy, and she went back to the home, and she also got into the grocery store where she was treated like a queen in the grocery store, and again came back to home with a joyful mood. Seeing this, her mother was feeling so great. But what changed here is not the external world, it is her own inner world. Yes, she has been carrying the story and belief that she is something like alien among the crowd. But what happens is that the moment she accepted something good in her mind and she started feeling that words as true, and she continued her day with that belief and story. So again, I would like to pinpoint that here it is not about what the person said, it is about the person who take in. If you take a ship, you know how big that oceans are, right? But no ship gets sink because the ocean is too big. A ship could sink only when the ship allowed the water get into the ship. I believe you understand this. Yes. Unless the water gets into the ship, it would not drown. Okay? So just like that, our stories and our self-beliefs are something that we are owning it. Whether you believe it or not, you are having certain beliefs that are stopping you. Whether you know it or not, you are having a story in your mind about yourself that is stopping you living your own life. So apart from the words that you are having in your mind, you are also allowing somebody else's words and opinions on you to drown you into the ocean. So both external voices as well as internal voices are really powerful. But the external voices has its own limits. How? It is your choice. If you are conscious of allowing what you take in and what you not to take in, that will help you to avoid any negativity. Ask this question: what are the negative things that you are talking about yourself? You may not utter the word through your mouth, but you are talking within yourself. You are saying something bad about yourself. You are feeling bad about yourself. Whatever the stories that you have written so far about yourself, please erase it. If it is positive, please nourish it. The only thing what you have to do is, you have to be conscious with yourself as well as others. You have to be conscious on what you are speaking internally as well as what you are believing about yourself. If you think you are ugly, definitely you will portray yourself as ugly. Definitely that story will help you to only stop away from doing something good. But when you start writing the stories in your mind, that you can do certain things with practice, then you will allow some opportunities to come to you and pick up those opportunities and do something better than your past. So please understand, your self-limiting beliefs and your self-limiting stories are stopping you away from living your greatness. Any self-leader will be so conscious of what he or she thinks about herself, as well as what he or she allows the other person's opinions. Here I would like to point out that you have to change your life from being in autopilot or sleepwalking. Yeah, you have been talking and talking and talking throughout the day. How do I know that? Yes, we are all talking and talking and talking. Even if not with others, we are talking to ourselves. Our words are just powerful. Not only when we utter the words through our mouth, even when we are not uttering and simply rehearsing in our mind, we are making a powerful impact in our own lives. When we are not conscious of what we are thinking and what we are speaking with ourselves, we are allowing negativity inside. We are growing the negativity. Just like Two Wolves story, there was a young child who asked his grandfather, "Grandfather, what happens when two wolves fight with each other?" The grandfather thought a moment and given him the answer, "The wolf which is stronger will win." This tells us a story that we are feeding one wolf and we are not feeding the other wolf. Just consider, one wolf is positive and another wolf is negative. The wolf you are feeding the food and the wolf you are not feeding the food will emerge as stronger and weaker respectively. Similar to that, we have our brain and one mind, but we have two sides of brains, which can be termed as two wolves. You have two wolves, which is positive and another one is negative. Which one are you feeding more? Which one are you feeding very less? If you feed positivity in your mind, you will have a positive mind and positive feeling. If you feed negativity in your mind, you will have negativity in your mind and negative feeling in your body. So, it is again a matter of consciousness. Just close your eyes and just think of what are all the negative things you are saying about yourself. Just for an example, you are going to your work. You are seeing your boss. You think that your boss is thinking about you very negatively. Your boss is thinking that you are pathetic with your work. It is all your words that running in your mind. It may be true or may not be true, but it is something you are telling again and again within yourself. But the moment you stopped it and the moment you think that whatever he feels, let it be, it is his. But what I am doing and what I am thinking is what important. If I am doing something wrong, I will be correcting it. If I am doing something good, I will be proud of it and I will make it better. That's how you should change your sentences in your mind. Very often we use that word difficulty. This job is so difficult to me. This task is difficult to me. When we say difficult, even when the task is not actually difficult, we are developing a story inside ourselves, developing a belief, and also developing a feeling that it is going to be difficult. Because the word difficult, it conveys you that it is not possible for you at this moment. Okay, what do we do about it? Let's shift our word from negative to positive. The closest positive word to difficult is challenge. How? Challenge is something that, yes, it is not easy, but it is possible with effort and thought process. So, when you change your words from difficult to challenge, what happens is that it is going to be tough. you realize that it is going to be tough, but you will also realize that it is possible to do. So with all your efforts and commitment, you can do it. But when you think that it is difficult, what happens is that you are signaling your mind and body that it is not going to be easy anymore. But when you say that it is going to be challenging, you are up for it. You are taking your step towards the goal. You are taking the steps towards your dream, towards the accomplishment. That's how it works. Same with the word problems and situations. When you say problem, when you feel it's a problem, when you think it as a problem, it is going to be a problem. But instead of thinking or feeling or saying it as a problem, if you say it as situations, you are giving an opportunity to get out of it. Of course, every problem has solutions. Every problem has helped us to find various innovative technologies and methods. But when you think it is going to be a problem, you will see it in a problematic manner. But when you see it as a situation, it is a temporary. No situation is permanent, which is known to everyone. So when you see in a way it is temporary, that is situation, you will come out of it. Your mind is already prepared to come out of that temporary situation, right? So that's how life works. Like whenever you see that negativity or negative words that you are taking in, try to convert it into positive. If you are not finding the right words, no problem. You just try to go opposite to that. If you are feeling so bad, obviously you have to be conscious of how you are feeling and you should take step forward. Similarly, the self-talk, the words what you are using in your mind, it is going to be negative. Either you change it to positive or you just throw that word away from you. Do not talk again. You have to be so careful with yourself than others, because you are the only person constantly being with you throughout the day, throughout the month, throughout the year, not anyone else. Rephrasing or reframing the words to positive is not escapism, because people think that if I change the words to positive, will the situation go away from me? No. You are just giving yourself an opportunity to deal situations in a positive manner. You are not ignoring the reality. Please remember that there is a difference between being foolish and being positivity. Positive is admitting that there is a situation, there is a tough situation and you have to deal with. Foolishness is that you are not accepting the fact, but you are still thinking that I am positive, I am positive, I am positive. But what you are doing when you are foolish is you are just ignoring the reality and you are just going sleepwalking again, which is also negative. Here, when you admit that there is an issue, you are addressing that issue with a positive mindset. So that's a difference between choosing positivity and being foolishness. Being foolishness is also a form of negativity. So, a self-leader, to be positive, you should be conscious of what you are thinking, what you are speaking, and what you are feeling. And also, you should also be conscious of what you are allowing inside from the external world. Give yourself a chance. What is the chance? You know what? In the earlier times, I was struggling so much with the speaking issue. I was having a stammering issue. In other words, stuttering. So, right from my childhood, I had this issue of not able to speak properly even a while. Even a sentence, I cannot speak without stammering. I have to go through a lot in my life because of this issue. So whenever there is a question raised in my school classroom, even when I know the answer, I have to keep quiet because I know the answer but I cannot speak properly. If I raise my hands and if I given my answer and if I get struck, definitely that will put me down so low. So whenever I had an opportunity to be in front, or whenever I had a question raised on me in the public, I have to keep quiet, because the stammering had always put me down. That had me in a very inferior complex, and it has always taken me back instead of taking the step forward. So it has been there for very much years, but until one time where I have been trying with various methods to overcome my stammering issue. In fact, today, even now, I do have that, but I have been trying to manage with that for several years through my own self-finding creative methods. One of the methods I did was like I have to rehearse several difficult words for me to pronounce again and again. But what happened was I changed those words into another words. I found the dictionary similar or same words, and I created my own vocabulary here. So like that, there are many other ways I found myself doing practicing, and I have been finding mentors to help me out. And fortunately, I got so much interest in public speaking. Of course, it's opposite to what I am actually going through, but still, I have been always liking to be in the public speaking and training people. So with the passion of training my people around me, I had several opportunities for speaking engagements, but I have to ignore those opportunities just because I was not ready to speak in public. But what happened was, one day I had received an invitation from a university to speak in front of their science graduates. But I had to take a call. So how long I could avoid those situations and opportunities? So I accepted that invitation. I had not made much preparation because I'm good at speaking my own topic, but what I'm not good at is speaking. So I took that opportunity, I accepted it, but when the day came, there was a fear in me that how am I going to speak in front of those people? Okay, let me go for it without thinking too much. But having so much fear and hesitation, but I also realized that I had the determination deep inside me. Honestly, I did not realize that at that moment, but I had the determination inside me. The moment I stepped into the university, the principal of that college took me inside the conference hall where I was seeing the students seated in more than 300 numbers. So my first speaking engagement was for 300 engagements. Sounds crazy, right? Yeah. So I just took this opportunity to test myself and challenge myself. So what happened was, like, I had this speaker, and we had the microphone, and the podium was there in the stage, and for the initial moment I was adjusting the mic. I was making sure the audience are listening me, or whether they are able to hear me, my voice. So it was just going like this for 1 or 2 minutes. Later I decided that I cannot manage further. I have to get into the topic. So my hands were shivering and my legs was also shaking. So I had to speak somehow. I took 2 to 3 deep breaths and I just started my speech, and I gone and gone for longer, more than 20 to 30 minutes, and after 30 minutes I had to close my speech, and I had to start again after the lunch break for another set of program in the same university. So again I took an opportunity to speak for another 1.5 hours to present my concept there, and people were standing and giving me an big applause. So that made my day and made my year. So what happened here is that it's crazy that when I'm not able to speak in front of 10 to 15 people, but I chose to speak in front of 300 plus people. It is because I have given myself a chance. Yes, I know that I'm not good at something, but I do know that I'm also capable of doing something which I'm thinking myself that I may not be able to do. So there is a contrary, whether I can do or I cannot do. But what I chose to do that is, I consciously decided that yes, let me give myself a chance to do it. So 1, 2, 3, jump. That's the mantra I had in that stage at that time. So I have been speaking and speaking and speaking, and people were so happy to hear me. They laughed, they felt the emotions, and they applauded me like anything. So that, in fact, that chance that I gave myself helped me to reach this stage in my life. Of course, after that I had my own challenges and situations. I'm going through that. I have gone through that, and I have achieved some things what I have aimed, and I'm still chasing what I'm trying to do. So this is it. You are having enormous potential, but what the problem is that you are not giving yourself a chance to do things that you are capable of. In pursuit of your vision or dream, you have lots of opportunities, whether it comes to you or you go to it. Whatever your belief about opportunities are, you have to grab it by giving yourself a chance. The world has lots of opportunities, but you are not able to pick those opportunities because you think you are not ready yet. You will never ever be damn ready. No, you will always be half ready. You have to get yourself into it and see yourself how you are able to do it. Unless you get into action, you cannot determine whether you are good at something or not. You cannot simply claim that you are good, or you cannot simply claim that I am not good at it. You can claim that whether you are good or bad only when you get into the action mode. So, to get into the action, you have to give yourself a chance. Don't limit yourself what you are really capable to do. You are enough to pursue your dream. If you think that you are not capable of achieving your dream or vision, you can always learn and grow. You have the potential to learn and grow. Because if you had not had that imagination in your mind, you cannot have that capability. If you do not have the capability, you wouldn't have that imagination at the first place. You cannot imagine what you cannot achieve. Think about it again and again. You cannot imagine what you are not capable of doing it. Simply, you cannot think that you are flying, because your mind will not accept it. But you can imagine that you can write so many poems in the topic of love or something revolutionary, because it is possible for you. When you are able to imagine something, it definitely means that you are capable of doing it. Trust yourself. Self-mentoring. Mentoring is what we all know already. We would have heard at least from others. Mentoring is an opportunity to guide one as a child to reach greatness. A good mentor will always help you to hold your hand and take you to the desired dream or vision. But what is self-mentoring then? Self-mentoring is an opportunity you giving yourself to grow and outgrow yourself. So a self-mentoring is also an opportunity to create more opportunities in your life. Basically, people struggle with one thing. it is asking for help, right? So it is our egoistic form that lives in our mind, that stopping is not asking for help. Okay, but seeking help is definitely a brave decision, I would say, rather, because we have to break our ego and come out of that shell and ask for support. Same wise, we also require help from our own selves. Just before I talked about giving yourself a chance. Now, seeking help from yourself. You have enormous potential and you have enormous resources inside you. But what are you trying to do is that you always trying to look the external world, external opportunities and external ways of doing things. But just come back to spirituality. I said spirituality is coming to yourself. So self-mentoring will help you to come to yourself and look deep inside what you have and what you do not have. When you know what you have and what you do not have, you will identify how to utilize what you have inside you already, and also you will identify what you do not have inside and how do I get about it. The first element of self-mentoring is that self-awareness. Yes, self-awareness is being aware of yourself. It is not only about your strengths and weaknesses. It is about your core. It is about your root. Because what you are feeling, what you are speaking, what you are behaving is all yourself. It is not somebody else's. It is not an one-time activity to say that I am aware that I am good at this thing. I am aware that I am good at another thing. I am aware that I am very bad at doing these things. So, self-awareness is beyond knowing your strengths and weaknesses. So, no one ever born with an ready-made guide or manual to live our life. As I said, self-awareness will help you to look at yourself at all times. Just assume that you have one more eye. You have two eyes now. Just assume you have one more eye in front of you and watching yourself, your actions, your thoughts, your speaking words, your writing skills, your behaviors, your body language. So there are so many things when you look at yourself. Just take one single day when you consider what are all the good things you have done, what are all the bad things you have done in the day. These are all your own self-created activities. No matter who told you, who advised you, but you are doing it and you are able to see it. So self-awareness is the first step of self-mentoring. To be aware of yourself is very important, because if you are not being aware of what you are and who you are, you will never able to change or correct your course in your life. So consider this. You have a serious argument with your manager or even with your spouse in a relationship. The moment the person yelled at you, what happens inside you is that you feel so bad, so negative, and you wanted to pounce back on that other person with words or sometimes even in a physical form. But a self-leader who is self-aware will not do that, because when you are aware of what you are feeling inside, what you are thinking inside, what you are speaking inside, you will change to your own self and you will exhibit only the positive or at least neutral behavior. Because if you are aware of what you are feeling inside, you will take action towards it. Just imagine the person is yelling at you and you are feeling so bad inside. Do you really know that you are feeling bad inside? No, you are just sleepwalking again. You are just letting the other person to decide your action and behaviors. In fact, you are letting the other person to decide your own thoughts. You have to have your own awareness to help you to remove those thoughts or feelings or even that intentions, negative intentions away from you. How do you do that? Just whenever you feel bad, whenever you feel hurt by anybody else, just for a second, just few seconds, think about it. How am I feeling right now? What am I feeling right now? When you ask this question, you will definitely realize that you are feeling jealous, you are feeling attacking mode, you are feeling so terrible inside. So when you are feeling such things, and when you know that you are feeling such things, the next thing what you can do is that calm them down, or you can simply let it go. But when you don't know, you will only react to the other person. When you know that what you are feeling inside, what you are speaking inside, what you want to do, that vibration inside, so you will always be able to correct it. Whether you can be silent or you will be able to say something positive as well. But when you are not self-aware, you will lose an opportunity to be yourself. So self-awareness is not just a one-time activity. Again, it is going to be a lifelong activity. Whatever the good things you are doing, please continue. Whatever the bad things you are doing, please change it. It is for your own good. The second element in self-mentoring is reach out for. Yes, during the course of our dreams or even in our daily lives, we find something it is not simply easy for us to do. But what we do is that we neglect the fact that we need support. Our ego will always stop us getting support from others. There is a person who I was thinking that she is suffering without a job for a very long time. So I approached her and asked her just to share her CV or resume, to share with my contacts, just to refer her some interviews. But that person had refused to share the CV and resume with me, just because she felt that she can do it all on her own. Yes, doing on your own is definitely good and it's courageous. But when you are struggling for a long time, you know that you are not able to do on your own, you definitely need somebody else's support. So I said to her, I am not trying to recommend you some job here. I am just going to refer you. Though I do have certain influence in certain companies, I will not recommend unless you go through that interview process. I will only refer you for interviews. You have to go through the interview and you have to get selected based on your capabilities. And then I had to again ask her the profile and I shared with the other person. So it is quite surprising that humans need support, but they do not want to ask for it. So it is quite disturbing that we all individuals with our own strengths and weaknesses, but we just think that our weaknesses will be overpowered by our strengths. No, our strengths will remain our strengths, but it will never ever be a replacement for our weaknesses. So what we can do is that whatever things we can do, we have to do, and whatever the things we are not able to do, we have to be aware of what we are not able to do, and the next thing that we have to seek support for it. Just before I said about self-awareness, only when you are aware that you are not able to do something, you will be able to change it. But when you are not able to seek support from others, you are going to spoil your own chances. So break your ego. Just think of your own thinking. Whether you are stopping yourself by seeking support from right persons, or you are letting yourself down by keeping yourself away from others and seeking for support. One day I went to another city by traveling 12 hours, and I found a gentleman who is so decorative in his army career. He was a retired colonel, and I had an opportunity to speak with him and get some inputs before my initial job interviews. I told him that, sir, I'm not able to speak properly, and I'm just scared that my interviewing officer would identify and remove me from that interview schedules. So he surprisingly said that, don't ever say that again, you are speaking so fine. I had not noticed it at all. So he again advised me that don't ever say that you are stammering. You are absolutely fine, he said. That word, what he said, pointed me that, okay, I am able to manage with my stammering. I have also felt that at a point that I have overcome from my stammering. Okay, I am speaking just like any other normal person. And lately he also given me a suggestion that will always help me in my life, and I'm also sharing with everyone that the primary objective of communication is what is the benefit you are going to offer for the listener. So that advice always remain with me, because that was one of the moments, a life-changing moment. Because life-changing moments are not just or coming with the bells and whistles. No, it is in the small moments. It is in the realization. I consciously realized that I am able to speak well. I am able to manage my weaknesses with my willpower and determination. And since that day, I believed it, and I am doing it now. So, unless you seek support from others, some things what you are not able to see, the other person will be able to find and show you. So that is the power of seeking support and help from others. So in self-mentoring, it is not always doing all by you own. No, self-mentoring is being aware and seeking support from others. But do whatever things that you can do. You never need to do all by your own, but you have to do things that you are capable of doing. Do what you can and seek for support for what you cannot do. The third element in self-mentoring is continual action. First one is self-awareness, and secondly it is seeking support, which is reach out for. Thirdly, it is continual action. You are aware of what you are good at and what you are not good at. You are aware of your emotions, feelings, your habits, your behavior. Secondly, you are correcting your negative things into positive ones, and you are also seeking support from others. Thirdly, it's continual action. Whatever you learned, whatever you sought help from others, it has to be put into action. Until you put it into action, nothing ever going to change for your life. Knowing and doing in alignment to what you know is what going to help your life. Simply knowing and not doing is going to not help you. The alignment between what you know and what you are going to do is what going to actually help you to get progress in your life. Your soul requires certain amount of help from you. Knowing that you can't do certain things, knowing that you should not do certain things, and making that inaction is definitely a disgrace to your soul. So do not disgrace your soul by this. Just take action with the help of others if required. Even you can self-educate with lots of materials available in the online and internet. So keep yourself engaged in implementing those actions that you think that is going to be beneficial for you. The fourth element in self-mentoring is compatible check. You are having different situations in your life, but when you are dealing your situations, whether with a positive mindset and negative mindset, is two different things. Situations are naturally neither positive or negative. How you are perceiving is going to determine your life progress. So, life do not come with lots of bells and whistles, but it's going to be merrier only when we are able to consciously choose positivity over negativity. So whatever happens, it's going to be the result of your actions today. The future is not gifted, but you are going to achieve it through positive actions.